it was a day of twists and turns in politics. On both sides of the Pir Panjal in Jammu and the Srinagar, where a lot of political drama was happening. And here in Srinagar, it was the Congress National Conference Alliance. During the day, it looked like alliance prospects have collapsed. Congress leaders, after 2.5 hour meeting with Farooq Abdullah and Umar Abdullah, they left this place and said they may be talking to their high command, and it looked like deal is now collapsed. Let me talk to Umar Abdullah, who was part of these negotiations. Did you actually feel sometime that it is now too difficult?
Look, it wasn't easy. But then we didn't expect it to be easy.
Okay.
We have not had a pre-poll seat sharing arrangement in Jammu and Kashmir since the late 80s.
Okay.
For the national conference, for me, I mean, I'm now 25 years in politics.
Okay.
This is the first time I have had any negotiations for a seat sharing arrangement. Coupled with the fact that we haven't had assembly elections in J&K for 10 years.
That's correct.
This was never going to be easy, but all credit to the negotiators of the Congress and the National Conference. We reached where we are.
We were actually covering it there. You were inside having these hard negotiations with the Congress leaders, K.C. Venugopal, Salman Khurshid, others. But the sense we could get from outside that Congress actually was not willing. They went there, they talked their high command. Was there any intervention from Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, or Malik? So,
None whatsoever. Whatever conversations Mrs. Gandhi may have had, Rahul may have had, or Khargeji may have had, those were only with their own leaders. At no point in time did Farooq Saab or I try to bypass the Congress and go directly to their leadership, which would have been totally incorrect. Mm-hmm. I would have reacted very badly if they had bypassed me and gone to my people, the Congress. Mm-hmm. So we didn't do that either. Our negotiation was only with the people who were here.
Okay, last week when Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge came here and had 1 hour long meeting with you, that time it was seen as a done deal. So what went wrong?
I think that announcement was a little premature.
Okay, you say.
I think there was a little bit of enthusiasm that was somewhat misplaced. Okay. Because even at that time, we knew that there were seats that we were not in agreement over.
Okay.
And I think it was the same day, later in the day, I spoke to some press people. Okay. And I told them that, look, there are seats on which we are still to agree. Where Congress is adamant or where National Conference is adamant. And it took us a few days to narrow those differences.
Okay, who mooted this idea of these friendly contests on 5 seats, which was actually a bone of contention in the way of this?
Look, I would rather not go into sort of details of one of the I think the biggest plus points that I see of our discussions was that none of these discussions took place through the media.
Okay.
Neither National Conference nor Congress went out and leaked or tried to build pressure. And therefore, I think what was said inside should remain inside.
Okay. So what does this alliance means for you? What is and for the politics here and this election?
Well, obviously, for one, it means that the secular forces and the two oldest parties, National Conference and Congress, will fight together with 2 seats shared with 2 of the other smaller units here. That's obviously the biggest story from this. But for us in the National Conference, one of the other things for us that was important was perception management. If you remember, a few days ago, the Jammu and Kashmir High Court gave relief to Dr. Farooq Abdullah in the ED matter of the cricket board. And after that, our opponents here started spreading that this was a fixed match with the BJP and that we had done some deal with the BJP, and that is why Farooq Saab got relief from the court. So for us, an alliance with the Congress became even more important, so that perception of some sort of underhand deal with the BJP, we could remove that perception.
So you talked about BJP, there should not have any perception, but the perception within BJP was not so great today in Jammu after they actually issued the first list of these candidates. So you must have known what is happening there in BJP. Will that have any impact on
I obviously kept half an eye on what was happening there. Most of my attention was focused here. I don't think it's any secret. All parties will face some dissension.
Okay.
It's going to happen. Even with us, I'm sure we will have some problems in some areas, as will the Congress and other political parties. This coming from the BJP actually was a big surprise for me, because the BJP touts itself as the most disciplined party in the country. For them to have furniture broken in their office and almost a riot-like situation was extremely unusual. But then I'm not surprised. When you suddenly change all your senior leaders, you're going to have a problem. And when you reward turncoats, you reward those who have left other parties and come and joined you.
And at least 3 colleagues, former colleagues of yours as well, who have got tickets in BJP today.
Chaliye, good for them. But at what cost? Look at what's happened to the BJP for rewarding them.
Okay.
Look at the embarrassment. I have never seen a situation where the party has had to withdraw its list within 10 minutes and then put out a truncated list. But this is what happens when turncoats go. Ho jata hai.
So when are you releasing the list of your candidates?
I think first phase should come out today and subsequently the rest will come out. But all our candidates have telephonically been informed.
Okay. And also your candidature. That is also an important thing. Pehle you said na na karke, fir haan kiya.
No, I mean, I think it's important to understand why why the mindset changes. I'm not getting into the powers of the Chief Minister and all that. I'm purely talking from the point of view of the Assembly. I, perhaps late, but better late than never, have been made to realize, more from listening to people than from my own sort of wisdom, that it is hypocritical, or definitely would be seen as hypocritical on my part, if I was to tell people that I don't believe in this Assembly, but you must vote.
Okay.
Or if I was to tell my candidates that I don't believe in this Assembly, but you go and take the mandate and fight. Ultimately, if I believe I am a leader of the National Conference, then I must lead.
You have to lead from
Then I have to tell people that, look, whatever may be the flaws of this Assembly, it is still better than what we have now. This Assembly may not be the Assembly that it was in 2018. But it is still an Assembly that will speak for them, that will fight for their rights. And also, this is an Assembly that will bring back the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. We'll make a start from there. Let's see where we go.
Last question, Umar Saab. Jamaat Islami members are also fighting this election. Will that make any change, or are you happy with that? Or you say, because it's a banned organization, it is not fighting as an organization, but individuals are fighting?
I think it's an important development. An organization that spent the last 30 plus years telling the people of Kashmir that elections are haram, that they should not participate in elections, that was talking about Jammu and Kashmir not being a part of India, is today willing to take the same oath on the Constitution of India that mainstream political parties have taken. This is a huge development. Let's see now what happens.
You welcome it?
Look, I was hoping that the ban would be lifted and they would be able to fight on their own symbol. But chaliye, if not that, let them come as independents.
Thank you very much, Mr. Umar Abdullah, for giving your time. So, NC Congress deal is done, finally. It's second time they are saying deal is done, but last week's announcement, Umar Abdullah says was bit premature, which was made by Farooq Abdullah. So now, finally, NC is contesting on 51 seats, Congress 32 seats, CPIM and Panthers Party on 1 seat each, and there would be 5 seats which we have to look out for, where there will be a friendly contest between the National Conference and the Congress in Jammu and Kashmir.